Among all the superheroes, the cloak of the Reborn Hero is definitely the best. Even if it's Doctor Strange, you have to be dazzled by it. This cloak is not only handsome but also has a function that makes people dazzled. It can both prevent fire and eggs, and can follow the Master's will to become an impenetrable steel fortress. What's more dazzling is that it also hides the ability to hide. This is the miracle that all the stealth heroes want in their dreams. But these are not the most powerful. It also has an automatic fire-resistant kick. No matter who provokes it, it can be easily dealt with. This set of combat skills gives the Reborn Hero a super strong fighting power. No matter what kind of monster you encounter, don't expect the other party to take half the advantage from him. But who would have thought that such a powerful warrior was replaced by him after he had been tortured in hell for 5 years? It turned out that Simon was a top killer before. 5 years ago he blew up a plane during a mission. Although he successfully killed the target, he also lost the lives of 26 innocent people. The origin of this matter is actually that the boss deliberately hid the key information. The boss later said that he was afraid that he would not be willing to do it, so he deliberately did not make it clear. This completely touched the bottom line of Simon. He immediately proposed to resign. The boss agreed happily, but asked him to complete the last task before he left. The target is a biochemical experiment base. He wants to destroy all the biochemical weapons in it. Simon wants to get out of this organization as soon as possible, so he can only agree with his head. But he didn't know at all that this mission was actually to push him to hell. Not long after, Simon arrived at the target base. It didn't take much effort to solve the outside guard. But when he broke into the base, he found that the guards inside had long lost their breath. He still didn't understand what happened. He saw bombs everywhere in the base. Just when he was drowning, the boss Wayne suddenly appeared with a bodyguard. It turned out that today's scene was to make Simon go back from the beginning. Then the female bodyguard poured gasoline on him. Wayne threw a cigarette head directly. The fire instantly wrapped Simon up. After Wayne turned around and left, they directly detonated the bomb at the base. And Simon became the scapegoat of this disaster. But no one expected that this violent explosion actually opened the entrance to hell. It forced his soul into the 18th level of hell. In the endless hell, Simon was burned by the fire of hell day and night. The whole person was burnt black and crisp. But he can't let go of his wife in his heart. He can't forget his deep hatred for Wayne. The devil has long valued his unwavering will. So he took the initiative to sign a contract with him. Not only gave him a powerful force beyond ordinary people, but also built a never-die area for him. The condition was that when he returned to the mortal world to avenge his grudge, he had to collect the souls of those evil disciples for the devil and become the most powerful demon soldier under the devil. When the devil's army was expanded to a sufficient size, Simon had to lead this army to attack heaven, and finally realized the ambition of unifying the three realms in order to complete revenge. And in order to protect his wife, Simon was willing to pay any price. He sold his soul without hesitation. He made an agreement with the devil. After that, he returned to the human world with a new obsession. But he spent 5 years in the fire of hell. Simon's memory had long broken into pieces. Looking at the man in the water, he didn't look like a ghost. Simon couldn't accept the reality in front of him that he stumbled on the street. The passers-by regarded him as a monster and pushed him directly to the ground. This time, a man in a hat threw over a coat, and invited Simon to join them, but Simon didn't know who the other person was. Now he only wants to go home. Although he is lost in this world, and has lost a lot of memories, his obsession has been holding him back. In the end, he still found his old home. But when he really stood at the door, he saw a scene that made him collapse. His wife had remarried, and the object of the remarriage was his best brother, Wang. The two of them also had a 5-year-old daughter. The promises of the sea and mountains had all turned into bubbles at this moment. The obsession in his heart turned into a throbbing despair. Simon was lying on the ground in pain. Fortunately, even if he was completely disfigured, the dog he had raised recognized him at a glance. His ex-wife's daughter slowly walked over and gave him a candy. Simon raised his hand and wanted to catch the candy, but his ex-wife, who had just recited this scene, saw it. She was worried that her daughter would be in danger. She shouted loudly and called Wang out. Wang saw Simon like this and warned him to leave immediately. Otherwise, he would call the police immediately. At this awkward and dangerous moment, a clown suddenly ran over and laughed that Simon was playing cosplay with him. He also said that he would take him away immediately. This finally helped Simon get out of danger. It turned out that this clown was sent to the human world by the devil. The purpose is to supervise Simon to complete the revenge mission. Suddenly, Simon felt a sharp pain. The clown told him that the flesh on his body was slowly decaying. It won't take long to restore some of the functions that men should have. The clown also told him that he had already died in that huge explosion. Now, in addition to his own soul, the rest of his body is all made by the devil himself. But allow me to kickstart your memory in order to make Simon fully realize the reality and focus on completing his mission. The clown helped him restore those broken memories and remember that he had been tortured in hell for 5 years. Simon was completely misled. The clown said that as long as he could successfully complete the mission given by the devil, not only could he restore his handsome appearance but also let his wife Wangda return to him. But Simon still couldn't believe that he had died. In order to make him quickly let go of obsession and complete the mission, the clown took him to a graveyard. Looking up, Simon was stunned that it was his own grave. The clown threw his own weapon over the grave and let him run away from the grave to verify the truth until he saw the burnt corpse in the coffin and the corpse next to him. He took a picture with his wife. Simon finally confirmed that he had really died. He looked up at the sky and made a desperate shout. When the last obsession in his heart disappeared completely, the hidden power in Simon's body began to wake up slowly. The clown told him that this was the supreme power given to him by the devil. This armor can not only stimulate the infinite potential in his body, make him powerful, and follow his heart to transform into various weapons of different shapes. Now Simon only has one thought in his heart, that is to make all those who killed him pay the most painful price.